Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I have something special for you, very special, because it's the first time that I make a beam tool, and the reason is that I had to design a stair, like in my house. I had to, under the roof, I want to add a stair to be able to um, go there, basically, and so I was like trying to design my stairs and think about where the window will land and will the window open when there is the stairs. And so it's so I was thinking about that, and I was making some sketches on on Sketcher, but it was kind of crappy. So and then I thought, oh wait, there should be a tool in Beam to create stairs, right? And so I went there, and there is actually a tool, but you can only make straight stairs. It's a very, very basic tool. You just create straight stairs, and that's it. Obviously, that's not like in reality. You often have to make like a stair that turns, and uh, with steps which are balanced. And yeah, so that's I can show you the old tool. That's the old tool you started, and this is what you get. And then yeah, you should be happy. You have like some properties. Let's see. Let's remove this. I'm not a beam expert by any mean, right? But basically, what from what I understood is that you only get those kind of concrete stairs and just straight, right? That's it. And you get some wires to the handrails, and so that's the old tool. And so I was like, okay, what should I do to design my stairs? Because I have to, it was stairs that were in U shape, basically. So with three flights of stairs turning. And so obviously the basic tool was not helpful for that. And so I searched online, and I found that there was actually softwares that are especially designed like to design stairs, basically. Like one which is called Stair Designer, and there are a few others. And basically you just you type the dimension of your stairs, and it will generate automatically everything. And so I was like, okay, I can use maybe this software, but it would be cool if it was in FreeCAD and boogie boogie boogie. And there I was making the stair designer tool in FreeCAD and spent a whole week on it. But you're going to see it's pretty cool. So let's remove this stair, and okay, there's railing as well, and okay, those wires as well, whatever. Okay, so this is the new tool. It's the same icon, because it's also making a stair, but it's called Stair Designer, and you'll see it's nice. So let's so you start the tool, you get a single flight, and you see first that you don't have like a monolithic, you don't have like just a concrete stair, but you have actually the ability to choose between wood and concrete. So if you choose concrete, you get a full stair, right? So it's like it's full. And if you select wood, then you get steps and risers which are separated, and you see there are each individual element. So if you see here, you have like the steps, and you have all your risers and all your steps, which then let you export, the BOM, and you get all the, you can make technical drawing of all the of all the steps, right? So that's very nice. Okay, but that's only the beginning, right? Because here you can see there is many interesting things. So we have stair type, so we can choose between okay, very different kind of stairs. And then you have floor height, which is basically the, well, it's kind of obvious, the floor height. And you see, as soon as you change, you get the visual that updates to meet the new parameter. So floor height, maybe let's leave this. Number of steps, so you can change the number of steps. You see, updating very nicely automatically. Very nice. And then here you have a tree view, and you see you have flight 1. And what happens is that you can add flights. But before doing that, let's have a look at the parameter of the flight, right? So first you have the type of the flight, because you have multiple types, and that's very nice. You have first two type of flights and two type of landings. So you have circular flight, and so basically that is giving you, well, a circular, stairs. And here it looks kind of weird, but it's because the inner radius is kind of small. If I increase that, it will look better, I guess. There you go, there you go. And then you have straight landing and circular landing. So we'll see those after. And so here you see you have like the parameter of your stairs, and you basically change the radius. You can change the inner radius or the outer radius. You can change the thickness. Maybe it's a very narrow stairs, or maybe it's a very, very wide stairs. And you can change also, that's kind of small. Okay, you can change also the angle. So maybe you want 180 degrees, or even more than that, maybe 270s, 300 degrees. So so you can really parameterize your stairs. So maybe you need more stairs here, huh? Maybe 52. There you go. It's kind of small. You change the height. Well, basically you here it's just to show you how it works, but the idea is more that you build the stairs that you want, right? But so the idea is that you have the parameters here. You change them to meet your design requirement, basically. So we have circular flight. We have straight flight. Let's try to get something more reasonable. You know what, I will just cancel and start again to get my initial settings. And so we have even more settings in especially for straight flights. We have the same, so left length, right length. So in a single flight, left length and right length doesn't really make sense, and I think I will update, yeah, I will change the code so that left and right lengths do not appear if it's a single flight. You will just have length. But you'll see those matter when it's multi-flight stairs, right? So yeah, this will be updated, but this is the length of the stairs horizontally, and so you can change that. You have width and then start angle. So this is for very complex stairs. You know, if you put a start angle, you see you have like the shape of the stairs is not square anymore, but it has an angle. And so this start angle is available only for the first flight of your stairs, obviously. And then you have end angle, which is also available only to the last flight of your stairs. So currently I have only one flight, so I have both. And also very cool, we have, let me remove the start angle, very cool, we have the entry direction. This means that, you know, sometimes your stairs, you don't have the space to make a U shape, but still you want the entry to be on the side, right? And so this is possible with this, like you can put from left, and you see the stair will accommodate that, and you can climb the stair by the left or by the right. And the same for the exit direction, you can exit to the right or to the left, and so you can have like a single flight stair but still have like entry on side. So that's very nice. I like this feature because my stair, there is actually like the right exit that I need, so that's very nice. um And then the end angle is the same as the start angle, basically changing the shape of the stairs, not just the entry point, right? And you can use both at the same time, and then again it get kind of weird. I don't know if there is many use case for that, but still. So let me put that back to a normal stair. And before we dive in, should I show first? Yeah, let's have a look here first. So you see here, those are read-only values that tell you the riser height and the thread width, because basically they are defined by the floor height and the number of steps, right? So those are read-only values. And you see here, you also have the stair rule, and that tells you, you know, you have like the Blondel law that tells you how much the ratio has to be for the stairs to be comfortable. So if you change that to 10, then you see you have the red marking, which tells you the Blondel law is not respected, basically, right? So that's nice because it lets you know that you should change something, to have correct stairs. Uh, so this is very nice. So that's a single flight. And now let's get into the very interesting part, the multi-flight. So you right click, add flight, and there you have it. Like you have a stair that have a turn, right? And with the steps, which are actually balanced, you know, correctly, we using the Hurst law. So you have like the steps that are more and more turning to accommodate the turn. And so that's let us maybe make something more reasonable looking. So yeah, you have like this mm, uh, Hurst balancing. And actually, if you look at the parameters of the flight, you still, so you see you still have like the left. Now you see why we have left length and right length. It's because when you have multi-flights, you have like not the same length on the right and on the left, right? See, on the left it's shorter, so it's only 3,000. On the right left it's 4,000. And if you change that, actually it's only one parameter, right? Because you cannot, if you change the value of one without touching the value of the other, then the angle of the stairs would change. So when you change that, so if I change to 3,000, you see this one actually became 2,000. So they are linked, but it's just that when you design stairs, sometimes you have only one of the measurement and you want to use one of them to set the correct size of your stair. So okay, so left and right and width, and then we have start angle because the first flight is, you know, the first flight is here, and you have also the entry direction. So that's the first flight. And now let's have a look at the flight 2. So the flight 2, you can also change the type of flight that you want. And then you have rotation, basically telling you on which side your the turn is going, left or right. And then you have left and right um, length, which are the same, but the reason is that it's considering, actually it should not be the same. This is a bug. I will fix it, because here it should also be more on one side than on the other. So I will change that. I will fix that. But and you have angle also, very nice. So if you want to change the angle, maybe you're on 60-degree here, you can actually change the angle of your stairs, and and you get an angled stair. So that's very nice, very nice. And you also have turn type, and you have Hurst balancing, or you have landing. So if you select landing, you're just basically getting this kind of stairs that have like just the landing and only straight stairs. And so if you select Hurst balancing, then you have like, you can change a little bit the winding to accommodate, right? You can customize the winding of the balancing. So yeah, so this is in turn type, and you have also end angle and exit direction, because it's the last flight of stairs, right? And all right, and so as I and yeah, you can change the type of the stair, so you can have like one linear and then one um, circular, right? And you also have landings, so you have straight landings and you have circular landings, and this lets you also make more complex stairs. For example, if you want like a landing and then a third flight going up in the opposite direction. Well, actually, let's show you. So let's say you have this, and then for this, and then we add a third flight of linear steps like this, and then we want to have entry direction, maybe it's going left, and exit direction to the right. You see, you can make stuff like that, right? Or to the left, and then we have like this kind of stairs as well. So here, maybe it's kind of too long here. Maybe if we put 2000. Oh, that's kind of a buggy thing. Okay, it's because it put 1000. Okay, 2000. So you see, you can get stairs like this with the landings. Can we change to circular landing? It will make something like that. You can change the angle to 180, and you get, the stairs going up. You can change inner ranges. You put maybe 10, something. There you go, you have some nice stairs. So it's kind of powerful, lets you really make custom things. So let's get back to wait a moment. So let's remove this one, delete flight, and circular landing. No, we are going to put back the straight flight like this, and now it's buggy. Oh, that's a nice stair to climb. It's let's see what I've done. The problem is that, okay, there are some, okay, so this is a bug. I will also note down to fix it. There are so many possibilities that it's hard to actually find all the bugs that can happen. I've been making a lot of tests, but I always find new small things. So let me write that down. It's basically if I change this, I think it's because I changed this when it was a straight landing. I changed the entry direction. Oh wait, no, it's straight. So why is it not giving me what I want? Oh, no, it's working. Okay, so the property of the entry of the landing was okay. I will check it. I will just write entry here and check that later. So. But you think it's done, but it's not. You will see there is many cool things here. Basically, you can still change to concrete, and you get wine. You still get balanced step, and everything is also working in concrete form. With well, when it's balanced, the back of the stairs looks kind of weird, but it's because it's kind of difficult to actually make a single face that follows the correct thickness, because when you make a concrete stair, you have like the stair thickness, which is like how much what is the distance between this point and the back of the stair. But yeah, so anyway, let's go back to the wood stairs, which have a lot of additional features. So let's close this, and now you see we have several task boxes. The first one is step parameters. So this basically lets you change the thickness of the steps and also the nosing of the steps. So the nosing is the how much the steps go beyond the riser. So you can put 10. The default is usually 30. And the riser, you can remove the riser or put the riser. And you have a bunch of settings regarding the riser. You have the thickness of the riser. You have priority to riser, which is basically putting the riser go down, and it's the step that stop at the riser, right? Here you see it's overlapping a little bit, but this is because there is a step penetration. But if you don't put a step penetration, then it's like that, right? And then you also have let's see. Oh, let me just focus a little bit here. You also have upper offset and lower offset. It's if you want the riser to go inside the step a little bit. Often you want the riser to actually be in a groove inside the step, right? And so this is letting you do this exactly, right? You have upper offset, so you can adjust like this the position of the risers. Very nice. And then so that's for the step, and then we have the stringers, sorry, the stringers. So, well, for each flight of stair, you have a pair of stringer, left and right, that you can enable or not. So you see here you have a tree view that lets you choose for each flight what kind of stringer you want. And you have a all button so that you can set them all at once for easier. And so you have two types of stringer. You have housed stringer and notched stringer. And so let me show you on the right side. So notch stringers are basically stringers that go under the stairs, and that's about it. And you have some settings like thickness, custom width. That's basically the width of the stringer, but it's automatically calculated based on the stair and the riser dimensions. But if you want to customize this width, it's possible. You click this button and then you can change it. But usually I would say let's the automatic mode. Anyway, and then you have step overlap, which is how much the step let me show how much the step goes beyond the notched stringer, and the length beyond first step is basically the length here, but this is not working for notched oh yeah, I should disable it because it shouldn't be, at least the bottom one, you see there is no space, so the length beyond first step should not be shown for notched stringer. Anyway, so let me show you so let's go back here. We show you the housed stringer. So the house stringer is when you have like a stringer like that, and you know the step is fixed to the stringer. And so because the steps are balanced, you need to have a curved stringer. So this is why the shape here, you see it's curved like this. It's because the steps are balanced, so you don't have you have to be curved like that. And so let's see the different parameter for the stringer. You have like the thickness of the board, basically this board, and then you have also custom width because it's automatically calculated. And yeah, length beyond first step is basically how much this goes out. Oh, it looks it's broken. It's like it should be going a little bit like that. Let's put so you can put on one side or on both sides, right? And then you can also disable it for single flights as well. And the position above nosing is basically like what is the distance between this and the nosing you have here. And so if it's perpendicular, then it's like this, right? And if you choose vertical, it will be like this 50 millimeters. Okay, so that's about it for the stingers, and then so the last piece of the puzzle is the handrail. So you can also, for the handrail is the same as for the stingers. You can enable for all, or you can enable only individual. So let's just add them all here. So we had all the handrail, and you see it's so you have posts, and you have pickets, and handrails, and those and the stingers are going, are going inside the posts. So yes, it's very nice. We have like this, and so let me see what oh yeah, we can have a look at the different settings here. We have height above nosing, which is basically like how much what's the height of the handrail. Basically, offset is just changing the position a little bit of the handrail. So if you put some offset, it will put them inside or outside if it's negative. Picket maximum spacing is basically so because here you see the spacing between this post and this post is kind of random because it depends on your stair length, and so the number of pickets is automatically determined by this length, such that like there is the minimum number of pickets while respecting the picket maximum spacing, right? So if you change the spacing to 200, you will have less picket basically. And depending on the regulation of your country, you have to specify to respect a minimum, a maximum spacing. So anyway, so we have pickets, and then you have the shape of the pickets. You can choose circular or square. Now circular pickets, nice. Very nice. Penetration in stringer, it's how much inside the stringer it goes, and penetration in top rail is all how much it goes inside the handrail. And then we have the post parameters. Let me yeah, there. Post parameter, it's like for those part here. So you have the shape, you have the width, you can make them bigger, and the thickness if you want not rectangular, if you want a rectangular post. The length above the top rail is basically how much it sticks out of the handrail, of the top rail, and length below stinger is how much it goes down below the stingers, right? So that's kind of neat. And top rail, so you have also the top rail that you can customize. You can change the shape, you can change the width or diameter, the thickness, and the penetration in the post, how much it goes into the post. So that's about it. So it's quite a complex tool, so you may find cases where it's not working because there are just so many cases. It's kind of difficult to handle all of them, but you can, so if you for example, if you change here the type of the stringer to notched, it changes how the picket goes down, for instance. So you see the pickets then goes to the stair, and so there are many cases like this where it might be where there might be a slight problem and so if you have concrete stairs, then you don't have the stringer, right? Because there is no stringers, but there is still the handrails. Although you see here, for example, I just found there is a slight height problem for the handrail in the case of concrete stairs. So yeah, there's that to fix as well. So a few inaccuracy, but by the time you see this video, it should already be available in AstoCAD, and I will also make a PR to FreeCAD with this new feature. But it's kind of large, so I'm not sure how long it will take to merge. So yeah, so if you like what I'm doing and you want to support me, don't hesitate to become a member of AstoCAD. And if else, you can test the tool when it merges in FreeCAD. So that's about it for today, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.